This is Percentages Review number 1. This video will cover percent means out of 100 and how to convert decimals, fractions, and percents. Percent, or percent, is per 100. A way to remember that is that there are 100 cents in $1. There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. And there is 100% in 1 whole. To convert percents to fractions and decimals, we have to remember that percent means per 100. So 100% equals 100 out of 100, which equals 1 whole. Let's try this with 35%. We have 35% equals 35 out of 100, which is 35 hundredths. One way to convert from a percent to a decimal is to realize that our place value moves 2 place values to the left. Another way is to convert this to a fraction first and then divide. So 35 hundredths equals 35 divided by 100, which is 35 hundredths. To turn a fraction to a decimal, we divide numerator by denominator. So 2 50ths equals 2 divided by 50, which equals 4 hundredths as a decimal. To turn this into a percent, we can either multiply our decimal by 100, like when we go from 1 whole to 100%, which would give us 4%, or we can go back to our original fraction of 2 out of 50 and find an equivalent fraction out of 100. So we know that 50 times 2 equals 100, so we would have to do 2 times 2, which equals 4. 4 out of 100 is 4% because percent means out of 100. To convert a decimal to a fraction, we've got to think about how the number is said. So we have to look at our place values. So we have our decimal, and then we have the tenths place, the hundredths place, and the thousandths place. So this number is equal to 315 out of the thousands place, or 315 thousandths. To turn this into a percent, we can find an equivalent fraction over 100 by dividing by 10, and we would get 31.5, which is 31.5%. Or I can go back to my original decimal, and remember, going from a decimal to a percent, we multiply by 100. So if we have 315 thousandths and we multiply by 100, that moves our decimal 2 places to the right, which still gives us 31.5%.